Hi guys, Tom Palmer here for another edition of the Hot in Vegas Sportsbook Insider. Today we're going to be looking at the main event of UFC 184, which features Ronda Rousey against Cat Zingano. Interesting fight on paper. If you're looking at from an odds perspective like we do on this show, right now the odds are very kind of wildly. We've seen Ronda as high as a minus 1,200 favorite, with Cat being a plus 900 underdog. And then we've seen it Ronda as low as a minus 750 favorite, with Cat being a plus 475 underdog. In a fight like this, even though Ronda's been as dominant as she has been here in the last few fights, there's no way anybody that I would ever recommend somebody lay 12 to 1 odds. I mean, the way you would figure that out, it would be 12. You would lay $1,200 to $100. And like I said, even though Ronda's been awfully dominant in her last few fights, I simply can't be comfortable telling somebody to do, like I said, bet $1,200 to $100 type thing. So the term we like to use in this industry when you've got a fight like this is we call dog or pass. I mean, you're either going to take the underdog or you're going to pass in the fight completely. Breaking down the fights with Cat Zingano, she's only fought a couple times here in the past 18 months. She fought Miesha Tate in a really entertaining fight and had to miss some time with a knee injury, and then she fought Amanda Nunes a couple months ago, looked really good in there. So what we're going to do is maybe look at some of the positives that Cat brings to the table. We'll look at her negatives as well, then let you make a decision if you feel like you can get a good bargain. Again, if you do feel like you want to take the underdog, always search with your odds. MMA is a little bit different than the NFL or the NBA. Those lines are typical to give me pretty close to each other from book to book to book, but with MMA we seem like there's a lot more variance from the different books. So you always want to shop around and find the best price for whatever fight you're going to be looking at. With Cat, what she brings to the table, she's very well built. She's got big round shoulders. She's got big bone structure from her knees to her ankles. She's very well built. She's not super sudden, not super athletic, but certainly well built. She's got, like I said, very muscular, and like I said, for 135-pound women's division, she's certainly one of the bigger, more physically impressive athletes out there. She used her strength to bully Amanda Nunes, and with Miesha Tate, she was able to take him down. She's able to gain top position and really kind of grind him out. Even though she almost got caught with by Amanda Nunes in her fight, she was able to, like I said, grind out a victory and then and eventually stop her, I think, in the third round type thing. So, like I said, she brings good physicality to the table. She showed a really good heart in the fight against Nunes. Like I said, she was almost out. She had good cardio in the fight with Miesha Tate as well. She's able to extend those fights. When you're looking at Ronda Rousey, she's probably not somebody going to knock out right away. She's not somebody you're probably going to out wrestle. She'd have to be turned into kind of a grimy fight, kind of a mucky fight, and to win that thing in the later rounds. So like I said, I think Cat brings a couple positives to the table in that respect right there. Like I said, she's a good grappler. Like I said, she uses her strength very well. She actually qualified for Abu Dhabi, and she almost caught Nunes with an armbar very earlier in their fight. So like I said, she's a good grappler. Not a great wrestler, good enough wrestler. Like I think she's stronger than a lot of the women she fights, so she's able to use her strength advantage to her advantage. Probably not going to win a decision against Ronda. Probably going to have to stop her. And Cat's 9-0 with 8 of those fights being her stopped. She's able to stop her opponent in 8 of those fights. So that's against Ronda, I don't think you're going to necessarily be able to get a decision win, considering she's a fan favorite, and or at least the judges' eyes, things of that nature. So like I said, if you're looking at her negatives, striking's average. She kind of holds her hands a little too far apart for my liking. Doesn't really string her punches together. She's more of a one-shot type. Well, she'll throw that big left hook. She throws that big straight down the middle. It has good power with it, obviously, but not the greatest, not the most fluid striker around. And like I said, again, Ronda's in her zone right now. Right now, she's beating everybody. She stopped her last fight. It was only a 16-second fight against Alexis Davis. A lot of people thought Alexis might be able to extend that fight, being that she was a wrestler, and a good wrestler at that. But Alexis, a little different between Alexis Davis and Cat Zingano. Cat looks to hurt you. She's kind of rugged. Like I said, she's kind of mean. Where Alexis Davis looks like she was a little more of a grappler, looking to kind of grind out a victory with her wrestling. She had won her last 3 fights by decision before she lost to Ronda. And like I said, Cat was able to, she stopped nearly everybody she's fought. So like I said, Ronda's just in a zone right now. And like I said, only 1 fight since a long layoff. She actually fought, like I said, Miesha Tate about a year ago, about 2 years ago, a little short of 2 years ago. And like I said, she's only held that 1 fight. In that 1 fight, she was brought to the deep water by Amanda Nunes. Like I said, she was almost out in that fight. showed a really good heart, really good grit coming back to end up stopping her. Like I said, once she got her sea legs, so to speak, underneath her in that Amanda Nunes fight, she kind of dominated action from there on in. She was able to push her against the fence, able, like I said, to maintain top position when they were on the ground. And there's some big elbows, some big ground and pound, so she looked awfully good. So, looking at a fight like this, again, entertaining fight. I think Kat will certainly be the biggest test for Ronda up to this point. Maybe doesn't have the name that some of the other females that Ronda has fought, but like I said, it's kind of difficult for me to suggest, even as dominant as Ronda has been, it's kind of difficult for me to suggest for somebody to put $1,200 win to just win $100. Everybody in MMA, everybody's got a button. Everybody's got that one shutoff switch that if it's placed right, you can always lose a fight. So if you're going to look at this fight like we talked about earlier, if you're going to do this fight, I recommend either going dog or just pass on the fight altogether. And like I said, Kat, if you can find her at plus 900, I think that's probably a pretty decent bet. If you closer to fight time, these odds have a tendency to kind of tighten up a little bit and not get as wild. So if you're looking to bet Kat, like I said, shop around, see if you can find her at the highest number you possibly can. If you like Ronda in this fight, then I probably would just hold off on the whole thing. Kat's only had that one fight in the past couple years. So like I said, if you really like Kat, then go ahead and try to shop around and find the highest price. If you like Ronda, you probably just root for her as a fan and try to find and then wait for maybe her next fight. You might get a little better odds at. So appreciate you joining me today, and we'll look at some fights next week.